This is one of the most titanic antitrust cases in the history of the United States, certainly the biggest one in the tech industry since the Department of Justice prosecuted Microsoft for being a monopoly more than 20 years ago.
Over the course of the past 2 decades, what we've seen is immense consolidation and just untold numbers of acquisitions to preserve and maintain their power while crushing rivals. Since 2017, Google's ad revenue increased from $20 billion to $260 billion today. But print ad revenue is declining by $3 billion over that same period of time.
So how did Google and Meta control all of this revenue? The truth is, it's less about technological innovation and more about corporate consolidation.
So starting in 2003, Google starts making all sorts of interesting acquisitions. The biggest and most notable of those acquisitions was its acquisition of an ad exchange called DoubleClick. And what an ad exchange is the technology that connects publishers with advertisers, the small businesses, the advertisers and firms who want to place ads on those websites.
When Google acquired DoubleClick, it essentially bought the supply chain of digital advertising, creating a monopoly.
One of Google's biggest advantages was access to search query data, the searches that individual users input, and connecting those and analyzing those and processing that data to return better search results.
So you've probably heard the term surveillance capitalism. They pioneered this idea of turning constant data surveillance of users and turn that data into useful information that they can package and sell to advertisers.
This means that Google can now track every individual online and show them ads based on data that no one else had. Because of DoubleClick's market position and its own search data, Google now had a god's eye view into what every publishing company, every advertiser, and every user did. As a result, most of the ad spending flowed their way.
You know, Meta took a really similar approach to its obtaining monopoly power, and it also did this through a series of acquisitions.
But Meta didn't just build a monopoly over social media. They also colluded with Google in the digital ad business.
Meta actually created a tool around 2017 to allow publishers to bid outside of Google's ad exchange. And Google intervened and said, hey, don't do that. That's going to take traffic away from our ad exchange. How about we give you preferential treatment through our ad exchange? We'll give you user data that nobody else is getting. We'll give you bid speeds and bids that nobody else is getting. And Meta, agreed. Meta essentially stopped their innovative way to allow publishers and journalists to circumvent Google's ad exchange, and now have this really cozy relationship with Google that is, exacerbating a lot of the harms that we talk about.